Well, let me say good afternoon to you. We see that we are coming on and we are grateful to be with you today. Again, we want to do something just a little bit different, and we wanted to share with you, with this being Black History Month. It was important for us to share some information because the thing that must be recognized and understood is that God has done tremendous things for us, and because of all that He has and is doing, we wanted to make sure that we were able to share this, and so we've come to you live. We have some of our great pioneering members who are here with us on today, and we're going to move forward. So give me just a second here to make sure that everything is working properly and go from there. Noon to you, we see that. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. So with that being said, we just wanted to welcome you. We know that this is Super Bowl Sunday, and that around about 6:30 is when everyone is going to be busy watching the football game. But because it is Black History Month, we normally do something just a little bit different, but we weren't able to do so. And so we have three of our members that are going to be with us, and they are scared to death, but we're going to go ahead and proceed and go from there. We're going to bring them on in about 5 minutes. They're all getting settled in and ready, and we just want to do that. Excuse the spelling. I'm a what am I? I'm a baby boomer, so we're a little slow when it comes down to things like that. But share if you don't mind. This is going to be a great experience because it gives us an opportunity to be able to talk to those who are still with us. I know, I got to respell blackness. My fault, my fault. Uh, but I'll do better on the next one. I was just kind of rushed and I really wasn't paying any attention. But I wanted to make sure that we got on there so that at that appropriate time, we can just go ahead and get started. And so, again, if you don't mind sharing so that we will be able to get as many people on as we possibly can. They are sitting with bated breath, and we'll just go from there and see what happens. Let me do a video and a sound check. If somebody could let me know that the video is good and that the sound is good, I would appreciate that very, very much if you could do that for me. Just need a couple of people to do that. Make sure that you share. I'm using a brand new streaming system for this. It's called StreamYard. I've never done it before, but I had some real good help with Pastor Todd and Pastor Lane. They educated me, and I did a crash course, and so I'm grateful. Let me say this, that We are grateful to God to have those who are still alive with us, who can still share with us, who can still give us some insights, because there's a generation of people who have absolutely no clue whatsoever about what we have come through. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate that. If I could get somebody, is that, let me know if that's on YouTube or if it's on the website or if you are on Facebook. That will help me, because once I bring them in, we're just going to keep it moving. And I want you to pray for Sister Thomas, because she is so nervous. It's not even funny, but I'm just happy and I'm grateful to have people like these in my life, a part of our congregation. Okay, good. Everything is fine. We're doing well there. So I'm just going to move on. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to wait that long. It is 2 o'clock. I'm getting ready to bring them on board. The first person that we are bringing on board is Sister Louise Adams, and she is a faithful, 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 faithful member of Union, and we're just happy to have her with us on tonight. I'm kind of like getting a little feedback from this, but I'm just going to do something else that will take care of that. Now, I have another person that I need to bring on board. And we have with us Deaconess Cynthia Thomas, who is on with us now. And Sister Thomas, we asked them to pray for you because you were overwhelmingly nervous. But we're just happy that you are here. And last but not least, we have the one and only Deacon Wallace Thomas with us on today. And okay, and I'm waiting for people to tell me everything is good on Facebook, everything is good on YouTube, everything is good on the website. We are all set and ready to go. Now, here's what I'm going to do, because it's going to do something crazy, and I haven't quite learned how to master this yet. But I want you, and I'm going to start with Sister Adams, then Sister Thomas, then Deacon Thomas. Just kind of introduce yourselves, give us your name, and anything else you want to share, and then we'll go from there, okay?
All right.
Facebook, everything is good on YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, Sister Adams.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's good to see you, Pastor Harrison and Deacon and Sister Thomas. I miss my church family so much. But anyway, of course, you know I'm Louise Adams. I've been a member of Union since November 1978. I've been through a lot. I've seen a lot. But one thing I've learned is that God is still in control no matter what we're going through. And what I love most is that all my sins and everything I've done and got forgiven for are hidden behind the cross. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Sister Adams. I appreciate that. I want y'all to know she jazzy, ain't she? She got her little stuff on, her little curls and all of that. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with her. But to the glory of God, we're grateful, okay? So, Sister Thomas, you want to give us an introduction at this time? Sister Thomas, you want to give us an introduction at this time?
No. Good evening, Pastor and all. Good evening, I'm Pastor. Cynthia Thomas, Deaconess from Union Baptist. Union Baptist. I am just happy to be here. Yes, I am nervous here. Yes, I could sing my song if I could sing. I could sing my song if I. You don't know my story. You don't know my story. I can't sing. So I won't sing it. But I too miss being in church in the building. But since the church is in me, I can still have church. So I thank God for being able to have come this far in this pandemic. Yes, I wear 3 masks. Yes, I wash my hands and sanitize. But I mean, I am just trying to do the best I can, and with God's help, I believe we'll make it through to the end. We'll make it through to the end. Deep.
You're finished.
I'm finished. I'm finished.
Something's going on.
Okay, Deacon Thomas, you want to give us a little introduction of yourself? Okay, Deacon Thomas. Introduction of yourself?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You, sir.
I'm so happy to be here this
afternoon.
Just thankful and
Just thankful.
thankful that God has spared me
Thankful
another
that God
day.
spared me.
He has brought me from a
He has
long,
brought me
long way,
long
and
way.
it's
It's
just a
just a pleasure to be a part of
pleasure
the
to be a
Union
part of
family.
the Union family.
Meeting
So many fine Christians.
fine
Just enjoy
Christians.
being around you. I too
Enjoy being
miss
around.
being
I
in
too
service
miss
because
being
of
in
the
service
pandemic,
because of the pandemic.
but
I'm waiting patiently
I'm waiting
for the church to be
to be
completed and that
completed
we
and
can
we can
get
get
back
back
in
in
and
and
have
have
the
enjoyable services that we're used
enjoyable
to.
services
And
that we're used
I
to.
just give God
I
praise
just
because
give God praise
if it
because
had
if it
not
had
been for
not been
Him,
for Him,
I
I
wouldn't
would
be.
not be.
So thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
And I too am finished.
And I too.
Okay, thank you, Deacon
If you turn
Thomas. I
yours down.
appreciate that. There is feedback that's taking place, and that is happening through Boxcast. So I need to apologize for that, but there's not much I can do. So you're going to have to just kind of be patient. And I'm going to try doing a little muting and things and see if this will help out at all. Okay. So I just wanted to share that. So here we go. I'm going to start with Sister Adams. It is question time. Yeah, there's feedback. Matter of fact, I hear myself. So there's not much I can do about it. The next time when we do it next week, I will eliminate Boxcast and we will just go directly to Facebook because we had this same problem with Zoom when it came to videos. And so now I know where the problem is. So please forgive me. I did the best I could, but there's double voices, so I'm going to be quiet. Sister Adams, this is the question for you.
Okay.
Where is it at? Yeah, there's feedback. Matter of fact, I hear myself. So there's not much I can do about it. The next time when we do it. Sister Adams, the question I have for you is: at what age did you encounter prejudice for the first time, and how did it affect you?
The first time, well, I came from the South, so I knew my place, but I was around 12. We lived in a neighborhood. It was a mixed neighborhood. And we played, the black and white children played together, but we couldn't go to school together. So we were fine. She was my little friend until she forgot who she was and who I was. And she called my aunt the N word. So after I beat her up, that was the end of our friendship. But that's when I realized that, we were in a certain place and they were there. So I was around 12 when that happened. So, but it's something you never forget. And as you get older, well, of course, you learn your place. If you're in the South, you know that you got to go sit in the back of the bus. And if you want to eat out, you have to go to the window and get your food. You couldn't go inside and sit down. So that's my first encounter.
I do apologize for the feedback. We're not going to keep them long, but we're going to keep them long enough. Sister Thomas, this question is for you. Were there places in your growing up you were allowed to live or not allowed to live?
Now, I'm born in here, and I really didn't encounter a lot of racism, even though I'm sure it was all there. Because, and I wasn't allowed to be out and about. And so, therefore, I only went where I was supposed to go. So, the encounter I really can think about is being young, and we had the trolley bus and the gas bus. And my brother and I got on the gas bus, came first a block away. And the driver asked, why did we not take the trolley? And I just looked at him because I couldn't even imagine what he was out. But I haven't, like I said, I haven't really had out and out encounters. Not to say they weren't there, but because I wasn't allowed to be out and about, I couldn't go any place that I wasn't sent.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This one is for Deacon Thomas. I want to know, in your growing up, was there ever a time when you felt your life was threatened?
I was the only athlete on the basketball team, the track team, country team. When we would go into West Virginia, I would get a lot of cat calls, and coach had always told me that they were going to try to intimidate me to get me off the court, because I was the part, if I can use basketball for example. And when I would drive in for a shot, I would get pushed. And back in those days, you had the wrestling mats up against the side of the stage that would break your fall. Be pushed into that oftentimes and being called cat calls. So the one time it happened, it got on my nerves. And I turned around and I went after the individual. Naturally, I got thrown out of the game as well as he did. My coach pulled me off to the side and he said, "This is what's trying to tell you about, that they were going to do everything they could to make you mad, make you make the first move so you could be out game." From that, I learned a lesson about how to keep calm. The other incident, public swimming pool. So we as black teenagers would go to the creek off of what was called Thompson Park. I lived in East Liverpool, I forgot to tell you that. But other than that, I did not have any racial problems. Got along with everybody, but I knew how to keep to myself and keep quiet.
Thank you so much. And Deacon Thomas, I got another one for you. Have you ever experienced racial tension on your job?
Not really. I can't think. I can't think of any incident of that nature. I seem to get along pretty well with everyone because I kind of stay cool. Um, I watched what I was doing. I watched what I had to say, and I just kept to myself, and got along with everybody.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
I,
Sister Adams.
Yes.
I have a good one for you.
Oh boy.
What was it like raising your children in the city of Youngstown in the early days?
In my early days, I didn't have any problem raising children here. You know, um, Sherry, of course, is the oldest, firstborn, so she was spoiled rotten, and she still is. And then she was a real daddy's girl. So when I got pregnant with Leroy Jr., I was quite happy because then I had a child. But as far as raising them, I never had a lot of problems with them. They did well in school, and I don't know anything else to say about them.
Well, thank you so much. Now, Sister Thomas, here's what I want to ask you. What was church like back in the earlier days?
Well, when it depends. When I was a teenager and I was in church, well, church to me was just so much different. You had the older people at that time. We had, the deacons, and they would they pray, and the older saints would sing out, give out hymns and whatnot, and it just felt different. And although we at Union are a friendly church, it seemed like the older people they just had a different attitude, and maybe because of what they had gone through, they would treat you differently. Although, there were some who were a little short tempered, and as you say, old people mad. So you would run across those type of people, but the service was different. And I don't know, we sang those old songs that you just don't hear anymore. And I have my grandchildren and tried to, not that I can sing, but tried to sing some of them to them. And they look, because they never heard them. So it was just different. I keep hearing this.
Thank you so much. I'm going to jump back over here to Sister Adams. I want to ask you this question. Who was your role model growing up?
My role model growing up was my grandfather. And that might sound strange to a lot of people, but I lost my mom at the age of 7. So I moved in with my grandfather. And he was a pastor, and he was a quiet spoken man. And what he taught me was, if you want to get a message across to a child, you sit them down and you speak to them quietly. You do not holler and scream at them because they shut you down, or I did. But he was my role model. He taught me how to be a lady. He taught me how to cook. He taught me how to clean. I mean, everything. And I know my children and grandchildren get tired of me saying it, but I owe my life to my grandfather. He was that special to me. And I lost him in 1954. I was pregnant with Renee. And So, of course, me and my brother got on a train and went to North Carolina for his services. And my dad was there. He was home from the service. And so I'm on my dad's shoulder crying and saying, now I have nobody. Papa's gone. And he let me cry. And then when I got through crying, he took me by my shoulders and pushed me back and looked at me and say, as long as there's breath in my body, don't ever let me hear you say that. But, you know, Papa was a constant. Dad was in and out. So that's why. That was my role model. Herbert Spurgeon Frost.
Thank you so much. Deacon Thomas, I'm coming over to you. The question I have for you, Deacon Thomas, is who did you look up to as a young man growing up?
Did you hear him?
Yep. I missed some part of that. Would you repeat that, please?
He said, who did you look up to?
Okay. There were several men I really looked up to as I was growing up. One particular, Mr. Henderson, he was the superintendent of our Sunday school, and he kind of took me under his wing. Everywhere he went, he took with him. As a result, he taught me how to shoot pool. He made me the assistant superintendent of Sunday school. Through him, I began to learn about the Bible. I would ask different questions, and he was just a great man to be around. And there was another young lady that introduced me to music, and she made me the choir director. You know, the first thing about what I was doing. Stayed with her. I sang in the high school choir. I did a couple of solo contests, and she took me through both of the seminar or programs. And one of the came in third place. And as a result of that, that's how I got into music. And she was just quite a young lady. I had been under, and I spent a lot of time in church between those two individuals. And I'm grateful for it today because it helped me to stay on the right side, not to get in trouble, and treat people the way I wanted to be treated.
Thank you, sir. I want to bring y'all back on the third Sunday so we can do this again with you. And then this way I can get rid of that echo that's in there so everyone can hear the three of you clearly. But this is the last question. Sister Thomas, don't look at me like that. She's like, I just barely made it through this one. Here's what I want to ask the three of you. This one question. What words of wisdom can you share with our audience on today? Starting with Sister Adams, then Sister Thomas, then Deacon Thomas. Okay?
Okay. Words of wisdom. That's a hard one, Pastor Harrison. But I think is whatever we're going through, whatever our problems are, if we take it, it helps us grow, and it helps you go through whatever you're going through, knowing that God is with us. He will supply all our needs. And we go through a lot of things to make us better people. And some of the hardships and the hurts and ups and downs that you go through, it makes you stronger. So God is not through with me yet. You know, I'm still here for a purpose. So just trust God and keep moving on.
Thank you, Sister Thomas.
I think be stand on your
So
word.
many times we have people
Say people who
say one thing to us and
say
they
one thing to us and they do something else.
and something else. And you want to be a person that
You want to be
once
a
they tell you
person that
something,
once
they
they
can
tell you
believe
something, they can believe
in what you
in
say.
what you say.
Because there's nothing
Because there's
worse
nothing worse than for a person to say something to you
find
and you
out that it's
believe
just
it
not
and you
so.
find out that it's just not so. But always put yourself in a place where you are
put yourself in a place where you are talking to somebody else,
and then tell them,
and then
what
that
you
way
really
every
feel. And then that way everything is clear. Because
is clear.
we're
We're
standing on
on
the
the
promise. And if we're
we're
standing on the promise, we have got to be
true
true to our word. God is true to us.
God is as best we
So
can.
we have to be true to everybody else as best we can.
Thank you so much. Now, Deacon Thomas.
I would say the best thing you can do is, I'm going to trigger off with the wife, let your word be your bond. Uh, uh, if you do make a camp comment, going to do something, do that. Don't fail them by not doing it. Look up to you. They will respect you. And I always believe that if you pray and ask God wisdom to do what has to be done, that He will come through and He will show you the way. And that's my motto. I try to do what I say I'm going to do if I'm going to help somebody or whatever the case may be. I just try to be honest and don't sugarcoat it. Be honest, be real.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. This brings us to the end of our program. Again, I would like for the three of you to come back on the third Sunday. That way I can get rid of the echo and everyone can hear. And you will get a new set of questions. They will not be the same ones that you just had. We just want to applaud you and thank you so much for all that you have done, all the contributions that the three of you have made. You are three of the most loving members of our church. And too many times we speak and do things after they're deceased. But we want to talk to you while you're still here so that you can share with us. Okay. So thank you so much. If you give me a second here, I'm going to talk to the people. I'm going to take you out for a minute. Then I'm going to come back and share with you, just me and you. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me say this, that we are grateful to God for the three members of the Union Church. We do apologize again for the mishap with the sound. Trust me, I will have this perfected so that we can hear them without the echo that's in there on the third Sunday. They're going to come back prayerfully and share with us, and then we will proceed from there. But we need to hear their voices. We need to hear what they have done and how God has blessed them to be where they are right now. So listen, you take care, be blessed. I want you to keep the three of them lifted up in prayer until we meet again. Have a great day. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so enjoy yourself. I will talk to you later.